Hey there. Okay, so I already filmed this video, and then when I went to edit it, I realized that you could see my tripod because I was directly in front of the mirror, and it wasn't a good look. Like, I thought you couldn't because I thought my head was blocking it, but then it turned out it wasn't, so I'm refilming it. So sorry if I don't sound super thrilled, but I really wanted to do this video, so it's just like, and I don't know. I couldn't get around it. I just couldn't stop staring at the stupid tripod with the camera on it when I was editing, so I could just imagine watching it, how that would look. I have talked before about how I wanted to do a comparison video comparing the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder to the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. So what I've been doing and what I did on the day that I did the video originally was I put high end, so Laura Mercier on the left side, and the low end, so the e.l.f. on the right, and I set my under eye concealer with that. And I had done it multiple times, but I wanted to show you guys what it looked like that day, but then when I went to edit it before, I realized that I had to refilm it, so I didn't do that today. Today I am wearing the Laura Mercier under eye setting powder, but anyways, I did compare them multiple times, so it wasn't just a one-time thing. I wore them alone, I tried them with different concealers, different methods, and so these are my results out of all of that. Okay, so for price wise, the Laura Mercier is $26 and is 4 grams, and the e.l.f. one is $3, much cheaper, and it is only 1.2 grams. If you were to like get the same exact amount, this would come to like $10, but you wouldn't be able to buy exactly 4 grams of this, but if you would, it would come to about like $10. So even then, with the same amount of product, there is still a big difference in the price. I know that there's less in this, but if you were to get the same amount, there's still a big difference. The Laura Mercier is much more expensive. Now, as for the Laura Mercier, it is a very finely milled powder. I'm dumb and I ripped off the whole sticker. I didn't even know you could poke holes in it with pins. I saw it on some other channel and I was like, that's so smart. Why am I so dumb? But yeah, anyway, so I just ripped the whole sticker off. So there is quite a bit of product, but I definitely store it always upright. This isn't something to throw into your makeup bag. So it is a very finely milled powder. Now, I can't show you because I know in the other video that I had filmed, I tried to show you guys, but just to put it on my hand now, I have something on there already, but when I put it on my hand and I look at it, and when you apply it under your eye, I don't want to say shimmer because it's going to scare everybody away, but there are very finely milled particles that are reflecting in this under eye setting powder. So you don't notice it when you put it under your eyes. Now, for a while, I was using the Sidecar eyeshadow, and I was using it at the same time that I was using this. Like, I was using that eyeshadow religiously right after buying this, and Sidecar's from Urban Decay, and it has really heavy fallout of the silver shimmer in it. And I actually thought that the particles in here was the shimmer, and I was freaking out because I had shimmery under eyes, but it was just because my eyeshadow was like falling down my face. So the shimmery particles in this, they don't show up. It's supposed to just like illuminate under your eyes, and it's supposed to reflect so that the dark circles don't really show. The thing about this, it's the Secret Brightening Powder. It's not like 100% marketed as an under eye setting powder. Like, technically it's not called that on the package, bottle, jar thing. Wow, I'm really bad at this. Yeah, so it doesn't, don't worry, the shimmer stuff doesn't show in here. As the e.l.f. one, same thing, it's very finely milled, not as finely milled as the other stuff, I would say, and it has like a more pink tone to it, but when you put it under your eyes, it goes translucent anyways. The little bit of like particle shimmers, this one shows up a tiny bit more than the Laura Mercier one, and these ones are a little bit more pink salmon toned, whereas the Laura Mercier would be more translucent silver. I don't want to say silver, but they're more translucent, like little shimmery particles reflecting stuff, whereas this one is more pink toned. The Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder can be a little bit drying if you apply too much. So I really stress the fact that you don't need to put too much of this stuff on. If you apply too much, you're gonna look older, it's gonna settle more, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because what it means is that you don't have to put too much on. So just a little goes a really long way with this. The e.l.f., I haven't noticed it Like, no matter how much I put on, I don't find that it makes my under eyes look any more dry than they already are. Okay, so overall, I find that the Laura Mercier, if you're doing like a 12-hour day or something, it is more long wearing. It keeps the concealer on a little bit longer than the e.l.f. one. But if it's just like let's say an 8-hour day or something, you're not going to notice the difference between the e.l.f. and the Laura Mercier. I have actually been reaching more towards the e.l.f. one because I don't have to be careful with how much I put on. And it's easy, it's fast, and it's less expensive, and it really does not bother me, like, the difference in it. Would I repurchase the Laura Mercier? I'm not sure because I actually really like the e.l.f. I would definitely recommend this. Unless you're going out or something, then I definitely always put on the Laura Mercier because it's going to last a lot longer if I want it to be super long wearing. But just to compare these, I honestly say they're really, really good. Like, the e.l.f. is a really, really good dupe for the Laura Mercier. It doesn't settle into the fine lines around my eyes, nothing more than the setting that it's already going to do because I have fine lines. Everything's going to settle a bit. It doesn't magnify those at all, and it makes my concealer last longer. Now, as for my little like concealer routine, what I do with this is before I apply my concealer, I use the e.l.f. Mist and Set spray, which is like just a setting spray for your makeup, and I apply it with just like a brush like this, which if you saw my Get Ready With Me video, then you would have seen me do it. But I apply that first, then I apply my concealer, whatever. And then I'll go in and I apply my powder, and what I apply it with is this brush here. This is the small tapered brush from e.l.f. So I like a bigger brush. Originally I was using a small brush like this to apply my powder, but then because I do my concealer more like in a V, then I need to like go over the spaces, and it's just faster if I could literally just sweep it on in one like motion. So I like a bigger brush, and this works perfectly for me for that. So that's what I use to use. That's what I use to use it. That's what I use to use the setting powder. And then what I do is I'll take this brush again, and I will spray on the Mist and Set. And after my powder has settled, I dab a little bit of Mist and Set, and it makes it last that much longer. And for me, because I already have dry under eyes, this gets rid of any dryness that the powder has created. By itself isn't going to set your concealer. I like it on top of my powder. It helps kind of add a little bit of dewiness, and it makes it last so much longer. So I really like that, like, together. But when I first started testing out the Laura Mercier and the e.l.f., I wasn't using the Mist and Set, so this review isn't like solely based on with that. I have tried it with both, and I do prefer it with the Mist and Set, but I think any powder, I prefer it with that because I just have drier skin. If you don't have dry skin, then I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. So yeah, I would say conclusion being, go for the e.l.f. unless you really want to try the Laura Mercier, and if you do really long days, then go for the Laura Mercier. But e.l.f. is a really good dupe for that. How many times did I just say really? Wow. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and let me know if I should do a little bit of a comparison video versus for the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the e.l.f. Mineral Primer. Let me know. I might do that next. So thank you so much for watching.